Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Dee about to react to this Jamari vid. It's titled Logan Paul is still a terrible person. Pokemon situation, Lord. What has happened now? Whatever has happened, Jamari is here to shit on a Paul, okay? He cannot stand the Pauls, and I'm always here for hearing him go in on them. It's kind of like Albert and Preach with Fresh and Fit. That's how Jamar is with the Pauls. He he does not like them, and anytime they do something, he is here to talk about how they're horrible. Let's see what's going on now, though. Let's watch.
So the year literally just started, and Logan Paul has already found himself in hot water. And the seeds of this drama were actually planted years ago. I'm sure some of you remember back in 2022 when Logan was getting increasingly interested in Pokemon trading cards.
I know what you're thinking. This is stupid, right? You're paying $250,000 for a piece of cardboard, and you're right. Pokemon is blowing up. I have no doubt in my mind this card will be worth $1 million between 2 and 3 years from now.
What is up with him and these get-rich-quick schemes? I don't understand. Like, he has a lot of money. Why not just, invest the normal way? I don't get it.
Dollars to acquire Charizards and unopened packs, as well as other specific sought-after Pokemon assets. This, of course, was after the whole NFT wave and the Crypto Zoo project, and we all know the massive scandal and lawsuits that came out of that.
I'll keep harping on it. Stop making fun of NFTs. People like, it is important technology, and I think it's become more and more prominent in our.
That's also just one part of NFTs.
One part.
There's so much about it.
Agree.
It's amazing.
I think at that time, Logan really wanted to shift to more tangible assets, as the writing was kind of already on the wall that the overall NFT space was mostly worthless, leaving countless investors bought into countless projects holding useless JPEG images. And on the surface level, there was nothing wrong with him garnering these tangible assets. If anything, it was actually a much more intelligent move for Logan. But then the gears started spinning in his head, and he got involved once again with what now appears to be a shady business. And this is where the liquid marketplace comes into play, a venture that claimed that they would be allowing users to obtain fractional shares of trading cards and other memorabilia, including NFTs.
The liquid marketplace uses tokens as a way to buy, sell, and trade ownership of a physical item on blockchain. These specific tokens issue smart contracts, which represent co-ownership in the underlying asset. Tokenization is what allows us to fractionalize and digitize the ownership of physical assets. We authenticate the asset and appraise it. The appraisal price is how we determine the number of tokens the asset will be split into. The total number of tokens is equal to the value of that asset.
Now, in concept, this was a very appealing project to the average person, as they would no longer need the massive capital, sometimes in the millions of dollars, to get a piece of collectible history. And that can be viewed in a very similar light to fractional shares of a company, which brokerages like Robinhood have made extremely popular.
Now you can just buy a token on Liquid Marketplace to own high-value, top-tier assets that you cannot get anywhere else, right? Like, these are the best assets in the world.
Whenever new platforms come on the market, you gotta give it time, all right? I would never just jump on a platform interested just right off the bat. You gotta use shit that's been around for a long time. Like, I invest with Robinhood. My crypto is with
You also have to remember that at this time, even massive entities like
I was at crypto.com, but I moved all my shit from there.
Most
Coinbase.
infamously, their Moment series, where anyone could purchase the licensing rights to historic highlights, like a LeBron James dunk or a Steph Curry three-pointer, with some individual moments selling for over $200,000, with an overall monthly trading volume of over $200 million on their platform. My point is that many people all around the world by this time were buying into the idea of virtual ownership. And with Logan leading the charge on the liquid marketplace, still with a virtually cleaner reputation online besides the Japan scandal, which at that time was years ago, so many did feel comfortable throwing some money into the liquid marketplace that he himself claimed that he co-owned.
What's up, y'all? Logan here. As an avid collector and strategic investor myself, I am so stoked to announce the launch of Liquid Marketplace.
And I have my own
platform
keys
where
as
collectors
well.
can buy and sell fractions of rare collectibles via tokens on the blockchain. As a co-founder of Liquid Marketplace, I believe we're set to level the playing field by allowing anyone to own a piece of the world's rarest
this?
Collectibles, Liquid Marketplace will curate a collection of highly sought-after items available.
And the fact that he promoted of all people, I really wouldn't trust it.
Our ecosystem where users can buy in to be a partial owner. We'll keep the collectibles safe in our Liquid Marketplace vault, and when you're ready, you can buy, sell, and trade your portion of ownership with other members.
And in the introduction video, he shows off some of their bigger ticket items, like a PSA 8 Pikachu card, a box of Pokemon cards, and several NBA trading cards, all with a combined value in the millions of dollars.
Go sign up today, build your dream collection, and own a piece of the rarest collectibles in the world on Liquid Marketplace.
Now keep in mind, that was all the way back in the summer of 2022. And even back then, people in the trading card community were skeptical, to say the least. And fellow YouTuber Rattle Pokemon has really been on Logan's...
And I'm saying that too because I signed up for a crypto marketplace that I didn't know much about, but I saw a lot of people were using it. And stupidly, I put money into the website. I lost it all. I lost like $40,000. So...
about...
I don't really like talking about it, but I mentioned this before. And this is when crypto, this was like 2021 maybe, 2022, I don't know, it was one of those probably around this time when crypto was going crazy, and it was certain coins that I couldn't buy on Coinbase and like Binance. It was like these little shady coins. I was like, you know, making hella money, so I'm like, all right, cool, I'm about to put, you know, a little bit of my money over here, you know, just a little bit. I'll put most of my money on these trusted, you know, websites and whatnot, but let me just, you know, try over here. Bad idea. I lost it all.
The Liquid Marketplace since day one, speculating that this entire venture could end up being the next crypto zoo.
And I lost it all because not a drop care. I don't give a fuck. I'm telling you anyway. I lost it all because the website just randomly went down one day, and yeah, it was. And I believe that it was like a foreign website too, so it was nothing I could do.
Calling out some of the more questionable aspects of this plan.
This is the thing of nightmares. We may change or revise any aspect of these terms or the platform from time to time in our sole discretion by posting the revised terms on the platform or electronically sending you the revised terms. We change the rules when we want to. I guess it applies immediately. You acknowledge and agree that the form and nature of the platform and any part of it may change from time to time without prior notice to you, and that we may add new features and change any part of the platform at any time without notice. You agree that we shall not be liable to you or any third party for any modification or termination of the platform or your account. You agree that Liquid Marketplace is not liable for any losses you may incur as a result of or associated with any transaction delays or unavailability.
Now, when we fast forward to 3.5 years later, the situation has finally come back to rear its ugly head, and it was all sparked by yet another video that Logan Paul himself released, where he claims that he will be selling his most prized Pokemon card, a PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator, for $5.3 million, also including a royalty of this entire $25 million auction that the card would be sold at.
I want to do the biggest Pokemon and TCG auction ever. I will give you a piece of every single thing that we sell in that auction. We'll make that lot number one. So if I have a $25 million auction and you're getting a piece of it, it's like royalty, right? I mean, you know, it's free money. My heart tells me to do this deal with you, and so I will do the deal with you.
Oh, because you're slow.
Great, I'll give you that.
Anytime somebody tell you something is free money, run in the other direction. Don't listen to nothing else that they said. Even if everything else made sense, when they say that, go.
And now that we fast forward to 3.5 years later, the situation has come back to rear its ugly head. Because when we do go back to 3 years ago, one of the largest selling points of the entire Liquid Marketplace was the fractional sale of this specific card.
There's one trading card that's the holy grail of the Pokemon game. A card that represents what Pokemon wouldn't be without. The coveted Pikachu Illustrator. This card became one of the most sought-after trading cards ever. Collectors were traveling near and far to get their hands on it. Logan Paul made it his mission to own the only copy of the card that received a PSA 10 rating, or completed a sale, making it the most expensive card in the world. Co-ownership of this card means that you're not just a partial owner of the world's most expensive trading card, you would own a piece of history. So, avid collectors, Pokemon lovers, people who just want bragging rights, the time is now. This opportunity is once in a lifetime, and we at Liquid Marketplace are offering it.
Now, this was advertised dozens of times by the Liquid Marketplace brand, using Logan's likeness over and over again to promote the sale of this card.
I'm listing my one-of-one PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator on Liquid Marketplace. LiquidMarketplace.io to buy into co-own the only one-of-one PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator in the world. So instead of
he can't keep using ignorance as an excuse, because I'm sure his thing, oh, I didn't know they played me too. No, you can't keep using that, brother. You putting your face on shit and you you are co-signing shit, you are responsible as well. Fuck out of here.
Only person in the world who owns this card. We as a collective can own it together.
Some of you might even remember that he infamously walked out with this card chained around his neck during his first WWE professional match around that time. And he even got a Guinness World Record for the purchase of the card, reportedly buying it for $5.2 million.
Wow. My whole life.
Now here's where Rattle Pokemon, real name Michael, comes back into play, as for the last 3 years he has continued his coverage of this, and he found several issues with the entire thing, and specifically this entire card. First off, he claims that this card was not, and should have never been graded a PSA 10. Now the claim here is that the card was previously graded a 9 before Logan owned it, but was allegedly sent in time and time again before Logan purchased it to eventually be given the Holy Grail grade. He cites these photos specifically from that era, where it was allegedly still a 9 grade. And like I said, by the time Logan got his hands on it, he himself traded the same type of card graded at a 9 plus $4 million cash for the now Holy Grail 10. That should really be a 9. And this is where the $5.275 million number comes into play.
But I think being the rarest, most valuable card in the world, there's only one of them. One in a PSA 10, you see the label up there, meaning it's perfect.
And like I said, now it is apparently set to hit the auction in February and to also be featured on some Netflix collectible show. And some experts believe it could fetch anywhere from $7 to $12 million.
This card couldn't be bought. It was earned.
And this left many people wondering a few things, but mainly why the sale of this was going to be allowed if so many people had this fractional ownership of the card from the liquid marketplace. And would they get paid out from the alleged sale in this video, or even the eventual auction set to take place in a couple of days? Now in response to all of this negative publicity, Logan said this: "Attention liquid marketplace users. As you may know, the PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator was previously listed on liquid marketplace, where users could purchase tokens that, according to the company, represented fractional ownership interest in the card. In May 2024, consistent with the platform's terms, I paid a substantial buyout amount to the platform, which was intended to be distributed to fractional owners based on their respective percentages. I was informed at the time that the funds had been distributed accordingly." Meaning around 2 years after the fractional sale of this card, Logan says he used some sort of loophole-esque term to buy back a rumored 49%. This was the amount of the card that he no longer owned after the initial fractional sale, so he allegedly always had 51% in his possession. And now he got the rest of the pie too, rumored to have cost him around $250,000 for this repurchase, which if I'm doing the math on this alleged buyback, it values the card at only around $510,000, a far cry from the $5.275 million number. And many investors now claim that they never even got their portion of this buyback repurchase.
We as a collective can co-own it together. I'll also be listing it for $5 million instead of the $5.3 million I bought it for. So basically I'll be giving you guys $300,000 discounts because everyone likes discounts.
No, it's because I have the most expensive Pokemon card around my neck, and look at that Superman. He wanted one.
Unfortunately, afterward, the company and some of its principals face regulatory scrutiny, a process in which I have no involvement or insight, as it does not relate to me.
As a co-founder of Liquid Marketplace, what's up, y'all? So you may have seen me introduce myself as a co-founder of Liquid Marketplace.
I recently learned that the platform also experienced operational issues, which affected user access to accounts and funds held on the platform. As a result, many Liquid Marketplace users have been unable to access the buyout proceeds or wallet balances, with no clear timeline for resolution. For those affected and unable to withdraw your funds, please know that I am actively working with Liquid Marketplace to help ensure these funds can be released.
Lies!
Just as intended when I repurchased the Illustrator in May of 2024. Stay tuned for updates. So to me, in my personal opinion, this whole thing looks eerily similar to like a Crypto Zoo 2.0. And it is also my opinion that Logan is trying to kind of wash his hands of this entire liquid marketplace idea.
This card couldn't be bought. It was earned.
Michael says that even back in 2023, Logan had already branded away from the company.
Here it is. Here's the current status, the current bio here. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe it's all just a coincidence. But if we go back in time, the most recent screenshot that we had was October 14th, and sure enough, co-founder at a liquid marketplace. If you went to the homepage, you get this nice little co-own with Logan Paul banner right up in the top with the owner. They don't make very many changes to their website, so this is definitely an odd one. But we look at it now, nothing. We got own anything, and the Logan Paul advertising from the main page here, she gone.
And they themselves have gone dark on social media since then, with the entire liquid marketplace platform being inaccessible at this time.
Yeah, this is what happened. The website that scammed me, but it's like, hey, I had to take my L. I was stupid. I made a stupid move. I took a chance, and it didn't work out for me, and I just moved on.
They make sense because by June of 2024, the Ontario Securities Commission did hit Liquid Marketplace with allegations of a multi-layered fraud. But Logan himself is not actually in the paperwork. It's actually only 3 guys: Ryan Bahadori, Amin Nikdel, and Dennis Dazamet. Which is hilarious because that does sound like the 3 main villains in a shitty action movie. The OSC alleged that the founders of the liquid marketplace, these 3 guys, spent 3 of the $10 million raised from investors for their own personal enrichments, alleging items such as designer clothing, jewelry, and luxury watches, while using shell companies to do so. They also argue that these LMP tokens, which represented the fractional shares...
Scammers came up around this Because everybody was greedy and like, oh my God, it's so much money. Everybody making so much money. I mean, that's what I did because I'm like, oh shit, I'm up on in these other areas. Sure, let me throw a little over here, you know? So I feel like because people were so greedy and like so excited to just buy, I feel like a lot of scammers, they really came up.
Theory were actually unregistered securities, i.e. not complying with the SEC, meaning the tokens did not truly represent legal ownership and the many items on their platform were not properly authenticated or insured. But still, this case will not be heard for months, most likely until the summer. Like I said, Logan is not listed in the OSC complaints, and some do speculate that this is also the reason that investors were not paid in this buyback yet, because obviously the investigation is still ongoing, and so now anything involved with the liquid marketplace is essentially frozen. Either way, my conclusion is the same as many other instances, and it's that, in my opinion, whether it's been CryptoZoo, NFTs, Pokemon, or the blockchain, he just wanted that piece of the action, and so he put his name in all these different projects that eventually looked extremely shady, to say the least. But for now, that is all the information. It will be interesting to see what happens with this auction in February.
Yet again, he is a part of some shady shit and has been the result of people losing their money, because a lot of people trust him for whatever reason. They're like, oh, Logan Paul, all right, he's, backing this up, he's heavily supporting this, all right, I'm gonna invest money into it. And now look, and he trying to wash his hands clean. I didn't even know that was shady. I didn't know this was going on. No, you can't keep getting away with this. So I'm surprised that he's not named in the lawsuit. I assume other people are going to sue him, though. I would sue the brakes off him. Like, he's the only reason why I even did this. Like, somebody needs to get money from him. He ain't shit. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about all this stuff, and I'll see y'all in the next time. Bye.